This is the plaintiff, Nikisha. She says the defendant is her nasty neighbor who thinks she can do whatever she pleases because she's lived there a few years longer than her. The woman took it upon herself to cut down her 17 large pine trees. The debris fell onto her property and she refuses to clean it up or replant the trees. Now it's up to the judge to end this conflict once and for all. She's suing for $2,521.53 and looks forward to seeing the defendant's face when she loses this case. This is the defendant, Michelle. She says the plaintiff gave her permission to cut the rotting trees down because she was afraid they were going to fall onto her house in a storm. Her guys cleaned up the wood from the cut trees. For some reason, the plaintiff's obsessed with her, and this woman just needs to move on with her life. She's accused of cutting down someone else's trees.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. You two are neighbors' house, side by side, some other way?
Yes.
Literally side by side?
Yes.
All right. Now, according to you, she chopped down some trees that were on your property?
Yes.
Okay. Prove that.
So
How am I going to know that they're on your property or hers? You have a
copy of the survey.
So may I see the survey?
Yes.
Where on this survey is your house and where is her house? Is it these two houses?
One of those two houses are hers. That
Which one?
The next one over.
This
Yes,
one's hers
yes.
and this one's yours?
No, that's the following neighbor.
That's another neighbor's. This one's hers. And
Further-
where's your
further
property?
the other way,
Come on
yes.
over here, please. Okay. Can you hold up the other side? All right. Which property is yours?
This one.
Which one?
This one right here.
This one right here.
Yes.
That's your house?
Yes.
Is this all of your
This-
property?
Yes, it is.
All of this
All
is
of
your
that.
property?
Yes.
And then that's her house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to go back. I'm going to ask you to come forward. According to this, she surrounds you on one side and on the back?
Yes.
So there's no dispute about that?
No.
All right. You can go ahead and go back. So when does she chop down some trees?
It was July of last year.
Okay. Were those trees on your property or her property, or how are we going to figure this out?
At the time, we didn't know. I called her, I saw her, I called her, I spoke to her about the trees. I have pictures that I sent in. There are long pine trees going up. Some of the trees were rotten. When this wind blew, because my back of my yard, where my door is, where my kids play, the trees were sitting right there. I voiced my concern to her. I said, you know, I'm afraid that the trees might fall on my house and kill someone. She said to me that, okay, it's no problem if you cut the trees down. I went to the town. I went to the town to try to find out. When I went to the town,
try to find out what?
Whose the trees were.
Why? If she gave you permission to cut them, why would you
I
need to go
just
to the
wanted
town?
to be on the safe side.
But what safe side? If she gave
Exactly.
you permission? Well, no, exactly. Then the fact that you went to the town makes me nervous. Did you give her permission?
No.
Okay,
I let her know that
why are you going to the town?
Because I just felt like I needed to go to the town just to make sure, because both of us didn't know. She didn't even know that the land in question that she's saying that I damaged, she didn't even know that the land was hers. The people from the church told her that the land was hers.
Why would she not know what land is hers?
I don't know. She was the one who told me that the morning I spoke to her. Both of us met up at the town.
Why were you both at the town then?
I went to go to look at my plot plan to see if the
When did things start to
trees were-
become harried between you two?
So it was in August, about a month after the trees were cut down and laying on the property. I asked her when she was going to clean them up. And she replied, and I quote, "I'm not going to clean them up. I'm going to let them stay there and rot."
Okay, so that's when the bad neighbor thing
Yes.
came up. All right, had you previously given her permission to go ahead and cut them?
I expressed to her that I do not want to see the trees go. The trees were healthy. I think the main reason why she wanted to cut them down was because she wanted more sunlight in the backyard, maybe because of her panels, her solar panels. Now, the whole reason why the response I was given about the cleanup happened was because Memorial weekend, she installed a 6-foot panel fence that extended all the way down to the sidewalk. it created a huge safety issue for me and anyone coming out of my driveway
Because?
because if the fence was so high.
Okay, when is that in relation to the tree cutting?
So
Is it before or after?
The fence happened in May, the end of May.
All right, so now we're going back in time to 2 months earlier. She installed a fence, and because of that fence, it would block you being able to see who's coming down the block.
Right.
Because she had it go all the way to the street.
Right.
So-
So I went to the town about it because I mentioned it was a huge safety concern. The town spoke to her about it and asked her to address it because it was hazardous.
Because she's not allowed to take it all the way to the street.
She was allowed to take it all the way to the street, but because it was a safety concern, they wanted
She had to make it lower.
Yes.
All right, so did she make it lower?
They gave her 2 weeks to address that, and she did lower it the last day of those 2 weeks.
Well, that's within the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so then now the trees happen, and you think that the reason why she said, I'm not picking it up, is because she got mad about the
Right.
fence. All right, so now you say that you want 1,600. By the way, has the debris been removed or no?
Nope, it's still
All
there.
right, so you say no, you say yes. Show me pictures.
I sent pictures, and
Yeah, let's see. What's that there?
that's the
That's my
debris.
pictures.
Okay, let's look at your pictures. What am I looking at there?
Those were the after pictures that we took after we removed the pine trees from
The person
her
who's
land.
taking the picture is standing where? On your property?
Yes.
What's this a picture of?
The evergreen that we planted after we removed the pine trees.
Do you, what's this?
Those were the pine trees that we cut up and removed from our property. They're sitting on my property at the time when I took the pictures, before I dumped them. We
What's
took
that?
all of that from off there. Those were all the stuff that came off the pine tree.
What's this?
All the stuff from the pine tree.
No, well, what's going on there, here with all the plywood and everything?
Oh, I'm doing work in the back of my yard.
Okay.
So that's how it looked before we took the pine trees down.
But I see I see trees cut already on the property here on
Yeah,
the,
those are the pine trees.
so that's not how it looked before you cut the pine trees down. You had already cut pine trees in this picture.
Yeah,
So do you have a picture of how it looked before you cut the pine trees?
that's it.
Okay. Has the city gotten involved in finding out whether the trees that were cut down were on this side of the survey or that side of the survey?
No.
Or, but you know that as it turns out, they ended up being her trees, right?
Guess so.
You do know that. All right, let me hear from your husband. Did you want to come on up? So who took down all these trees?
I did.
How did you
With
take
the
down all
help-
these trees? It's kind of dangerous
With
work.
the help of a tree cutter.
Yeah,
I mean, I held the
because
rope.
that's like they're really tall. And
They were very tall.
like people die doing this who don't know what they're doing. This isn't. I don't recommend this kind of work at home if you are not a professional.
When I say I did, I only held the rope.
Oh.
But I was there when everything was coming down.
And while that's happening, the visit to the city was before this, right?
Yeah.
And the city said what? We can't
town-
help you?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, you have a house, beautiful view, and a lot of sunlight. Can somebody in front of you block that? Do they have a right to do it, or do they have to ask your permission?
I would think if it's their property, they have a right to do whatever they choose to do.
Even if it ruins your view or sunlight?
Well, they have the right to do what they want to do, but I'm going to see what I can do about buying it from them so that I can keep the airspace.
Yeah, but then they still have the right. What do you say?
I think they own the property. They should be able to do whatever they want to do on that. But be nice to the neighbor, and maybe they'll give you like a little hole to look through or something like that.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point going inside the courtroom.
They said we could hire a surveyor to determine because they didn't know either.
When did you hire the surveyor? After the trees were cut?
So that survey is a copy I retrieved that was previously done to my property. Had I known that existed before all of this, obviously would have known where the boundary lines were. I didn't know.
Right. That's what I'm asking. This surfaced after the trees were cut down, right?
Yes.
Where do you get your figures? You're suing for $1,692 to remove the little bit of debris that's left there.
Your Honor, it's down a little bit, and this is why I got the professionals to come out and give me a quote for all the cleanup.
I need to see your quotes.
I did send a copy, but here.
Yeah, let me see the originals. You just have this one quote?
Yes.
I just don't see how it's $1,692 to clean up that brush. And I also don't quite understand the quote. It just says general tree care. and then it specifies back right area of property, remove sticks. So what else is he doing in a clockwise direction on your property? Is he doing other trees as well?
No, that's just for that one particular area.
Yeah, I know, but the quote doesn't, I can't tell what the quote's for.
Judge, she also removed some more trees on the property back in December.
You haven't done this work anyway, right? This is this, in other words, did you pay this?
No.
Right,
No,
yeah.
no, nothing has been done.
So you know now that you cut down someone else's trees, you don't sound that sorry about it. You sound like really happy, woohoo, we get more sun. Do you have sun? Do you have solar panels?
We've been have the solar panels before.
So now you get a lot more sunlight, right?
We had sunlight back there.
Now you get a lot more sunlight because you just took down 3-story pines that were behind you. Like, how can that not be a true statement? How can that not be true, what I just said? I'm going to award you what you're asking for the monies for the pine trees in total, the $829.53. I'm also going to award you $750 for the cleanup. I'm going to order the defense to pay the plaintiff $1,579.53. That's my verdict.
So the plaintiff prevails in this lawsuit. Michelle, you're going to have to give the plaintiff $1,579, I think is what the judge ordered.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I'm happy it's over with.
I bet you are.
Yeah, and I could move on with my life.
Do you think this will bring peace between you?
No, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to have anything to do with her. I'm fine in my yard.
But can you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, can you
We've
avoid
been doing it before she came there to live.
Yeah,
I lived there 10 years before,
yeah,
and I never had any issue with anyone.
okay. So you're sure this will do it?
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Doors are that way. All right, Nikisha. She doesn't want anything to do with you.
I don't care.
You don't care either?
I couldn't care less, no.
Okay. You didn't get what you were suing for?
No, but it should be enough to do some of the work.
Yeah, those tall trees. Really tall, aren't they?
So
Feel better?
I'm
that they're
good.
gone?
I could live with this. I shouldn't have to be responsible for cleaning up the mess that she made, and because she's been spiteful about the fence, and it just needs to be done.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You'll have to wait there. And Harvey, what do you think?
Well, look, all these folks are right here that generally you have no rights in this case, but there are a lot of neighborhoods that have what we call covenants, which are deals between homeowners. And some of them do say that you have a right, but they call it to light and air. So that you do have a right to sunlight, you do have a right to a view, and that somebody can't block it. But usually that if you have the right, those remedies don't include self-help, where you could enter somebody's property and knock down a tree or a fence or whatnot. There are other ways of doing it. So if you have one of those, be careful. And if you don't have one of those, you're screwed.